If somebody is doing something that is useful to the rest of society, I think that's a good thing. Like, it doesn't have to change the world. Like, if you're doing something that has high value to people, and frankly, even if it's something, if it's like just a little game or some improvement in photo sharing or something, if it has a small amount of good for a large number of people, I think that's fine. Like, stuff doesn't need to change the world just to be good. My advice, if somebody wants to start a company, is they should bear in mind that the most likely outcome is that it's not going to work, and they should reconcile themselves to that strong possibility. And they should only do it if they feel that they are really compelled to do it. The way starting a company works is, like, usually in the very beginning, it's kind of fun, and then it's really hellish for a number of years. There's a friend of mine who's a successful entrepreneur, started actually his career around the same time as I did, and he has a good phrase. His name's Bill Lee. He said, starting a company is like eating glass and staring into the abyss. And if you don't eat the glass, you're not going to be successful. A lot of life in general, in any job, there's you have to do your chores. There's...
Because nobody else can do that for you, right?
Well, I think to be successful at almost anything, you have to do the tough stuff and as well as the enjoyable stuff. You have to do the boring stuff as well as the non-boring stuff. And if you don't do your chores, then bad things will happen. But if they don't do the things that they don't like to do, then the company will be in trouble. Yeah. Like, you have to, you basically, like, it's more fun to cook the meal than to clean the dishes. Okay? But you need to clean the dishes.
You need to do both.
Yes, you need to do both, exactly. Really liking what you do, whatever area that you get into, given that, even if you're the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, I think it's very important to seek out, to actively seek out and listen very carefully to negative feedback. And this is something that people tend to avoid because it's painful.
Yeah.
But I think this is a very common mistake, is to not actively seek out and listen to negative feedback.
A well thought out critique of whatever you're doing is as valuable as gold. And you should seek that from everyone you can, but particularly your friends. Usually your friends know what's wrong, but they don't want to tell you because they don't want to hurt you. So they'll say, oh, I want to encourage my friend, so I'm not going to tell him what I think is wrong with this product.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean your friends are right, but very often they are right. And you at least want to listen very carefully to
passionate about what you're doing. So it's not just that they're not just there for salary, that they really need to care about what they're doing. And then they will stay during the dark times. If you're going to create a company, you have to come up with a product or service that you think will be compelling, that would serve some need. And then really a great company is just built around great product or service. That's the whole purpose of a company, is to propagate that product or service and put it in the hands of people who would find it useful. And so I think that's the main thing, is try to think of the most useful thing you could do for your fellow human beings, and then a company is the process of scaling that up and in scope, increasing that in scope and scale. When you're trying to create a company, what you're really trying to do is organize a group of people to do something useful. Something useful is as measured by other people who are the consumers of your products and services. This may seem like an obvious thing, but often people will organize groups into a company that doesn't produce something useful.